This is a lesson on how to solve systems of equations by substitution, and we have 5 steps to follow. So what I need you to do is pause the video and copy down the steps that you see there. And once you're done copying those steps, we are going to do 3 examples together, and that should give you enough information to be successful in class tomorrow. So please pause the video and copy down the 5 steps into your notebook, and then resume play, and we will continue on with examples. Okay, so for example 1, we have the system y equals 2x plus 4 and y equals x plus 6. Alright, so step 1, we are going to take this value for y, because that's what y equals, and we're going to put it in for that y, because y is 2x plus 4. So when I substitute that in for the y, we get 2x plus 4 is equal to x plus 6. Now, hopefully you are at a point where this looks very easy to do. We solve the equation by getting the variables on the same side, so I'm going to subtract an x from each side. Remember, if you don't see a coefficient in front of the x, it's always a 1, so we're really subtracting 1x. 2x minus 1x is 1x. That plus 4 drops down. 1x minus 1x cancels, and we get 6 here. Subtract 4 from both sides, and we get x equals 2. So step 1 was to substitute, and then we also already did step 2, which was solving for the variable. Once we have the variable x, we now do step 3. Step 3 says to take our answer for step 2, so we took x equals 2, and we plug it in to one of the original problems. So for x, I'm going to plug in 2. So my equation y equals 2x plus 4 now becomes y equals 2 times 2 plus 4. And I can solve for y now. Y equals 4 plus 4, so that means that y equals 8. That is the end of step 3, and now step 4 says to write your answer as an ordered pair. Remember that an ordered pair has the x value come first and then the y value. We need the parentheses around it. So our answer for step 4, or for the whole thing, is 2, 8. So the solution to the system is the point 2, 8. Now if we were to graph it, that's the point where both lines would intersect. Step 5 is a guarantee to make sure that that's right. So to guarantee that we are right, we're going to take the original problems, y equals 2x plus 4, and we're going to plug in 2 for the x, and we're going to plug in 8 for the y. Oops, over there. We're going to plug in 8 for the y. So we would end up with 8 equals 2 times 2 plus 4. And we want to know if that really does work. So we get 8 equals 4 plus 4. 8 equals 8 is true, so that means that it worked in the first equation. Now we have to plug it into the second equation. The second equation was y equals x plus 6. So we take our 2 and plug it in for the x. We take our 8, and we plug it in for our y. So we're going to have 8 equals 2 plus 6, and we want to know if that's a true statement. So 8 does equal 8, so that works there. That step 5 again is the guarantee that my answer in step 4 was right. So the point 28 is the correct answer. Moving on to a second example. We have the system y equals 6x minus 2 and y equals 3x plus 7. So I'm going to take this value that I said y was equal to, and I'm going to put it in for this y because the y's are equal. So we get 6x minus 2 is equal to 3x plus 7. And we're ready to solve. So that was step 1. Step 2 is the act of solving this equation that I have. So I subtract 3x from each side. I get 3x minus 2 is equal to 7. I'm going to add 2 to both sides. The 3x drops down, so 3x equals 9, and then I divide both sides by 3. So that tells me that the x value is equal to 3. That was step 2. Now step 3 is to plug this value of x into the original problem, one of the two originals, it doesn't matter which one. So if I go back to the original, it's y equals 6x minus 2, and I just found out that my x value was 3. So I plug it in for the x value there. So we get y equals 6 times 3 minus 2. I calculate that. That's 18 minus 2, which is 16. So I have found my y value to be 16. Step 4 is to write the solution. So my solution is the point where the two intersect, and the x value comes first, the y value comes second. So my solution is the point x, which is 3, and y, which is 16. The final step, step 5, is to guarantee that that was right. So I'm going to take my first equation, y equals 6x minus 2. I have my x value of 3, so I'm going to plug 3 in for the x. I have my y value is 16, so I'm going to plug 16 in for the y. So that results in 16 equals 6 times 3 minus 2, and I want to know, is that right? So 16 equals 18 minus 2. 16 does equal 16, so I know it was right in the first equation. We have to check the second one. The second equation is y equals 3x plus 7. Again, my x value is 3. My y value is 16. So the result is going to be 16 equals 3 times 3 plus 7. And I want to know if that's right. Does 16 equal 9 plus 7? 9 plus 7 is 16. So yes, that is the guarantee that 316 is the correct answer. Example 3 looks a little different, and this is the last example we're going to do. Example 3 is y equals x plus 3, and 2x plus 2y is equal to 38. So step 1 is to take what I know y value is, x plus 3, and I plug it in for the y. This one is different because the y is in a different spot than the other two examples. I'm going to plug x plus 3 in for the value of y. Now, when I do that, I have 2x plus 2y. Since I have more than one thing I'm plugging in for y, I need to put parentheses around it. So it's x plus 3 is replacing the y value, equals 38. Again, I'm going to repeat that. I take what I know the y value is equal to in the top equation, and I put it in for the y value in the second equation. Now we have to solve this equation. So to solve it, the first thing I'm going to do is distribute the 2 inside the parentheses. So I have 2x plus 2x plus, and then 2 times 3 is 6. This goes back to topic 3 where we studied how to solve equations. Then we're going to combine like terms. 2x plus 2x is 4x, plus 6 equals 38. Subtract 6 from each side. 4x drops down, the 6's cancel, equals 32. Divide both sides by 4, and we get x equals 8. So that was steps 1 and 2 where I substitute and solve for the variable x. Step 3 is to take our answer for x and plug it in to one of the original equations. So let's go ahead and do that. We had y equals x plus 3, and now I know my x value is 8, so I'm going to plug 8 in for that x. Y equals 8 plus 3, which is 11. Step 4 is to write the solution. So the solution is the point xy, and the x value I found was 8, and the y value I found was 11. So the answer should be 8, 11. Let's check that. So you have to plug it into both of the original equations to make sure it works. The first equation was y equals x plus 3. So remember, I have x being 8 and I have y being 11. So my x value is going to be 8 and my y value is going to be 11, and I want to know if it makes the sentence true. Does 11 equal 8 plus 3? 11 equals 11, so yes, it does work. When I plug it into the second equation, it's 2x plus 2y equals 38. So my x value that I have here is going to be 8, so it's 2 times 8. Plus my 2 times my y value. My y value is 11. And I want to know if that really does equal 38. So I do the calculation. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 11 is 22. Does 16 plus 22 equal 38? Yes, it does. 38 equals 38. So I have now guaranteed that the solution to the system is the point 8, 11. All right. Once you have completed those notes, I would like for you to go to the Google form and answer a brief questionnaire about this. So the Google form that you want to go to, you can find the Google form at bit.ly/solve-by-sub. So type that into your URL and answer the very quick Google form. We will be practicing a lot of these in class tomorrow, so come prepared with your notebooks and make sure you bring these notes to help you.